All right, what's up, my people? So, I figured out how I can make a video and still do the things that I want to do. Keep everything blurred, and if I want to smoke something, pause it or do it off camera. There it is. See that? That's fly. Hold on. I got one. I'm waiting on the second one. I have a weapon. This is my electric racket. It's a zapper. It's powered. See this? When I hit that button, it electrifies. If I even touch him, right there. Oh, so close. These suckers have been terrorizing me, man. I'm stuck in this freaking chair, and the flies have been terrorizing me. They do it every day. Anytime the door opens, it's like they're just hanging right out there. I ordered an electric one of these that just hangs. I'm going to hang it right over here. It's just constantly zapping. There is nothing. And the thing is, you notice, as soon as I start, see, I forgot because I was just chilling. As soon as I click to start on this video, where you try to watch something, you try to eat, you grab this and start waiting for it, gone. Gone. You have to sit here for a damn hour and not see that fly. As soon as I set this somewhere where I ain't got it, or I try to do something, and these suckers are fat and slow. But they got me at a disadvantage because I can't get up. As I was saying, if I want to do something like hit my pizzle, I'll just do it off camera, you know. See? As soon as I put it down, where is I can hear it. As soon as I put it down. All right. I'm going to hold it. And it's electrified. I got rechargeable batteries in here because I'm going to be wasting some battery. Just come on. I'll pretend. I'm not doing anything. I'm just making a video. Look, see my pipe? Isn't it awesome? My son gave it to me for my birthday. It's a cool pipe. It's called a... What was that? See if we can get it clear on there. Yeah, there you go. Dagner pipes. It's called rusticated. And when I first got it, be honest with you, I got a lot of little pipes. And when I first got it, I was like, I wasn't super stoked, I got a little Doe Egberts right here. I got a little no name. Don't know where it came from. And I would have been suspect of it, but it did have a little side march, which is similar to a Doe Egberts. So it wasn't just a blank, like crappy. And I'm pretty sure it's a Doe Egberts. So 2 of those. And then, I don't even know that's how you say it. Yeah, it could be. I always say stuff wrong. And I don't know for a very long time. And then people tell me you're saying it wrong. But after watching Top Gear for so many years and hearing them say aluminium for aluminum and nobody giving boop all, I don't care. So, Doe Egberts, Dowie Egbarts. It's Douwe, all right, and then Egberts. So, Doe Egberts, I don't know. It's a good pipe. So then this one, though, is Dagner, Dagner, Dagner pipes. And it's a really nice pipe. And when I first got it, I wasn't, super impressed because, it's a new pipe. So you don't really know what you got. If you don't know anything about pipes, you have to break them in. You have to develop a cake and a carbon on them. Have to. Well, let's just say you don't have to do anything. You can just put tobacco in a corn cob with nothing on it and you're smoking a pipe. So it's really about seasoning. It changes the smoothness and the bitterness because if there's a good cake in there, somehow it absorbs a lot of the moisture. And you wouldn't realize how much moisture is in tobacco. I didn't until I became a pipe user. And when you're first going to work with it, you actually want to pull it out like your tobacco. When you're going from I keep mine in little jars. You go from a full piece of flake like this, you break it apart. They call it rubbing it. It's a word for every damn thing. You break it apart. And they have all this tuck, half tuck, flip and fold, blah, blah. You just break it a damn apart. You smush it in there. It don't matter. But there's a lot of water in there. And so much so that seriously, after a pipe session, if you do like that, you'll see liquid come out the end. And it's not spit. That's why a lot of people think, it's not spit coming from you. It's not. It's actual tobacco moisture building up. So that's why it's important to clean your pipe after every single use. People that don't do that are dumb. It's not expensive. I mean, dang old pack of pipe cleaners will last you forever and a day. You can get 1,000 of them for like $3. I mean, go to a craft store. You know, they don't have to be specialty. You can get the kind that have the little metal on the inside, like these do, so they're abrasive. But those are really only good for like the every other day cleaning. For just the daily, like especially the stem, I just get a regular fluffy one. Those are super cheap, and it does a good job. Plus, the fluffy ones kind of get in there and suck up that moisture. And it's real simple. You do this. Oh, I just launched that across the tower. There's metal in it, so it like sprung back off of there. Let's see if I can get to it. I didn't have to reach it. I can't reach. My wife would get mad, but yeah. So this right here, you know, and you just do it until it's clean. You know, you don't do it once and see black shit all over and go, no, put in another one. And use as many as it takes. I can't get over that enough. I wasted a lot of time not wanting to waste these, you know, on this. And this is an expensive, high quality item that requires delicate treatment to be perfect. And this is just trash. So you do that till it's clean, right? And then I like to take this and I fold it like that in half and I put it down into the pipe and I twist it and the little bristles and stuff. They make these reamers you put in and they like ream it out or whatever, but I can't really figure out the reaming and how that all works, and this pipe isn't super cakey, so I typically just do that, and as it cakes up and builds on the wall, well, I've never had one that's gotten super thick. I've seen some like sold from like estate auctions. They got like cakes on them like this thick. There's like only that much room to put the tobacco in the center, and it must have been a really nice smoke because, you know, it looked professionally reamed to be specifically like that. I kind of think of it like a cast iron pan, you know. You cook on it for a long time, it develops nuances and characteristics to where the pipe becomes a part of the experience as much, if not more so sometimes, than what you're putting in it. So that's a reason for you non-pipe people to know why pipe people do it. Because it really does matter. And it really, well, if you're looking for a specific type of experience with piping, it does matter. And different ones do different things. This is briarwood. Also, should have mentioned that. You can get them. So you can get them out of a corn cob, and if it works, it works. There it went. Ugh. Come on. I can see him perfectly over there because the door's open and he just flies around the light. And there's only one. Oh, is that two? Or did you just hypersonic fly back over here? I'm pretty sure there's only one left. So that's the pipes. And like I was saying, if I want to roast it, I'm not going to do it while I'm talking because apparently, you know, YouTube or whatever, but I'll just hit pause. Oh, and here's my other pipe. I really like this one. So this one, you can't really tell because it's been used, but you see that little light there? See that? Looks like a little light ring. That's because that's meerschaum. That's block meerschaum. Meerschaum is a type of like stone, mineral, rock, right? From Turkey and a couple of other places, and it's super porous, super light. I mean, like lighter than balsa wood light, and it's great for pipe tobacco. What makes this one nice and why I like it is you get the benefit of meerschaum, which the benefit of meerschaum really is you don't have to do that reaming and that scoring. You just keep it wiped out and clean, and the porous material soaks up so much moisture that's not nearly a problem like it is with briarwood. But this one has the outer briarwood for heat retention and because it's nice and it looks pretty. But the meerschaum on the inside, I really like meerschaum I'm going for like testing a new tobacco. I want to know exactly what it's all about without any influence from the pipe or anything else. I go to my meerschaum pipes for that. So I highly recommend you have at least 48 pipes. You got to have at least 48 pipes, you know. Also with pipes, they say not to, let them rest. So if you use a pipe, don't just keep repacking it and using it. I say malarkey flarkey. I say have different pipes for different things. You get you a good old corn cobber, right? And if you're just, I want nicotine, I want to smoke tobacco, you just pack that sucker up. You rip on the corn cobber, you blow it out. Who gives a dang? The rest is all about, flavor, nuance, enjoying different things, aromatics. And for that, yeah, it's good to have a pipe that you've seasoned well, treated well, and rest well because it allows the pipe to operate as designed more effectively. That means that the airflow gets better and not so much stronger. Sometimes less strong, which is good. Sometimes you can have too much flow coming through there and you can't get a good, solid, stable burn. It'll overheat. So, all the little nuances really come together with that. But like I said, if you just want to run and gun and just, get your tobacco in, anything will work. I mean, damn old Apple, man. Just core it out, whatever. You're good to go. I want to zap that sucker. Yeah, there's all that. Whatever it was I was just talking about, I totally forgot. Zip, zip, zap. Blood level is low on CBD, definitely, and probably a little bit of THC. Although I did drops earlier, and I just do enough THC to activate the CBD that I use for pain relief. If I want to get like loopy or high or whatever, that's another game. I don't even play that. It takes a lot of concentrate and edibles compounded on top of each other for me to get in that kind of a state. And why? That's never why I ever use these products. I know a lot of people just want to get gorged out of their mind. Gorged. I don't know what the hell that is. Gorged out of their mind. Gorged out of... Whatever. Stoned. I try not to say that word because I don't like it. But get stupid lit. And it's just, that's not my thing. It's always for me, since I originally got injured, because I used to, I've always had, good bud. And when I was a teenager, I'd hook friends up and stuff. And, I wouldn't even really partake that much. When I did, it was just a little bit. I wasn't a big... was just one of my thing. I was an alcoholic. I like drinking. But after I got injured and couldn't find any source of pain relief, and I came across this medical provider, off the books, of course, but out in Chatham County. He was a really nice lady who made tinctures and stuff. And that's the first time I'd ever experienced, just using a tincture as a drop. Now, they were disgusting. They were made with grain alcohol. They were dark, black, thick liquids. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Like drinking bong water, horrible. But I don't even know what strength they were because it's been so long. But I'm going to bet that it was, like 100 milligrams per freaking blip. Because we used to put a squirt in our mouth and 7 hours later, we were trying to get off the spaceship. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that, honestly. It's why I didn't use it. It was too strong. I don't like that. So now when I consume all these many moons later, relaxation is nice. I get way more of that out of my CBD varietals, things that are high in CBD. And then if I'm doing THC, typically I try to stick with hybrids because I've noticed that the really high-powered sativas, which is all of them now because the percentages are so high on almost everything, they annoyed me, man, and I don't want to be noided out. So I don't do that. I don't want to do indicas because I don't want to go. So I'm in hybrid land right now. I pretty much spend a lot of my time in hybrid land. The current one is Medellin, which is fire. And Medellin is Wedding Cake and Kim Dog. And this one's, and yeah, it's awesome. Kim Dog's a sativa. It's like a sour diesel, right? And then Wedding Cake is a indica coming off of cookies, maybe, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's a great one. It's got me right where I need to be, nice and even keel. And then for my baseline, my drops to help the all-day inflammatory pain, I've been doing balancing blend a lot, but since I was going out today and I wanted to be a little more giddy go, I was using my lifter blend. The lifter blend is awesome. This is off the strawberry stank terpene profile, so it is a sativa, but it's a very well balanced. And this is HHC, HHCO, THCV, CBG, and CBC. Per dropper, it's a 40 milligram serving. And you're looking at about 40 split between THCs and CBDs. So your THCs would be THCA, Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10. I'd say THCO, HHC, HHCO, THCP. These are active. But you have some THCs like THCV, right? Which isn't an intoxicant, right? It isn't. And THCA, which has no intoxicating effects at all. Those are both very benign. So, and then you have your C-noids, right? Your CBD, CBG, CBGA, CBC, CBN. Those sometimes are referred to as non-active. So you get active and non-active. But it's B to the capital S because CBD is active. That's why you take it because it works. Now, granted, it works better with a little pinch of THC thrown in, or HHC, or any other cannabinoid that has enough carbon to help CBD ride along onto the ECS, and you're good to go. So when you hear me talking and I say active versus non-active, it's just a quick way for me to go intoxicating versus non-intoxicating. But Tylenol is active and it's non-intoxicating. And balancing blend kicks it in the ANO all day now. You know what I'm saying? And the ANO all day no. Come on! Well, this is going to be a long video. And I am going to pause for 1 segundo. Dude, as soon as I hit pause, I hit pause. I lean over here to grab my water. I didn't lean, baby. I reached over there to grab my water, and fly landed right there on my freaking head. Right there. I almost hit myself with this thing, but I know better because it's electrical. I was watching the Johnsons, which is the 7 Little People show. I started it from the beginning because I'd never seen it on some streaming network. I don't know which one. And there's this one episode where they have these in the backyard, and Elizabeth shocks herself with it. And I always wondered if it would shock you real bad, but I've never wanted to try it because you can just put something in it and it zaps. And yeah, it did it. And then Anna stuck it in her tongue like a crazy person. But anyway, so yeah, I just paused it. I was gonna get a sip of water and I was gonna partake of this thing. So I think if I do a little bit of this action, this is all it takes for some reason. See what happens. Just cashing out what was in there. And that is not the Medellin. I'd had that earlier. That was a pinch of tangy, just tangerine dream, and a glob of Sour Space Candy CBD. The Sour Space CBD is one of my favorites. People always want to ask me, what you smoke? What you smoke? I smoke a shit ton of CBD bud, man. I ordered a couple of personal ounces from someone else for me. I was not even to sell you folks. I mean, a lot of people, you just trying to make money out of people selling CBD, but it's dude, it is so hard and so complicated to grow cannabis of super high concentrations of any particular cannabinoid. Field hemp and high CBD strains are not the same. And indica and sativa doesn't mean active or non-active, because you can have a Bubba Kush indica that's had all the THCA bred out of it and is loaded with CBD and CBG, and it's a freight train. It's awesome. Honestly, if you roll you a hog leg of just straight CBD and just roll back up on it, I mean, it beats a freaking $30 Macanudo all day. That's a cigar, folks. It really does. It's unbelievable. The feeling, the sensation, the chillness, the calmness. Yeah, you're not all, but, people smoke cigars not to get stoned. But if you don't know this, people smoke big cigars because, 5-6 minutes into smoking that thing, your body just changes. You get super calm. The level of nicotine, takes a whole nother level. Your brain, you think different, you feel different. That's why a lot of powerful guys walk around with cigars in their mouth. It's concentration and stuff, right? Good CBD, CBG flower, you need a fraction of the amount and a fraction of the time, and it'll last 30 times as long. So, no brainer. No brainer. That's because you got no brain. You got no brain. That's why they call it a no brainer, because you got nothing. You're stupid. Just stupid man. I got all mad at Cousin Arnold because he didn't support Trump. And I was pissed at anybody that didn't support Trump. And now I'm like, yeah, I get it. Can't be mad at nobody. It's not like he's horrible or terrible or whatever, but he definitely ain't doing the things he said he was going to do. And the biggest thing on that really just came down to when it was it was the way he handled it. Hold on a minute. Are we still talking about this Epstein thing? Who is this guy? I mean, who are you fooling? That was ridiculous. I saw that and I was like, it changed. It was Jordan Peterson, who I also am not a fan of anymore, but genius man. And he said that, a lie or a betrayal can suddenly alter reality and change the past. And it actually does change the past, because something happens with someone that you have a particular relationship and have gone through these things with, and then all of a sudden you find out this flaw or this lie. It doesn't just change that. It changes everything that's ever happened with them, because now it's all seen through a different lens. See, that's how you change the past, is you simply recall it differently, and now it's actually changed, actually. if you think about it, your memories of childhood are your memories of childhood. But if you get information, those are going to change. Those memories will change. And so, that's the dealio, bro. So when Trump did the whole Epstein thing, that's exactly what happened. I went, he said that so chill and so casual. And so, are we still talking about this? Like it seemed like genuinely like, why are we still? And it's like, why anyone would go, why? Go ask your kid. He talked about it constantly. Go ask your base. I mean, go ask the plant. Just, come on. Why? Come on. It's beyond the pale. Out of touch. Just totally out of touch. And there have been some other things, like I don't understand why anyone's going to, well, I'm not going to say too much else. And I don't need a big, expose on the Epstein thing. He could even have his reasons for not bringing it up. There could be people involved that whatever. I don't know. That wasn't my problem with it. It was the way, like, why are we still talking about it? It should have been like, hey, listen, this is way more complicated than you guys think. Yes, we've got information. Yes, we're looking into it. No, we're not going to go out there and just start attacking everybody that happens to be on these lists. We don't know what's real, what's not. We're sorting through it. That would have been great. I'd have been like, bet. It was just that whole, like, we still talking? Yeah, and rightfully so, boss man. That'd be like your boss, everybody's sitting there trying to, have a discussion about something important at work, something impactful. And he just decides that he's going to, like a break room or something. He just decides he's going to do it his way. 2-3 days later, everybody's in the break room arguing about what they want. He's like, we still talking about this? It's been settled. And meanwhile, everybody's going, what? When? We never had a vote. Nobody talked about it. When did it? Oh, because you just decided because you're the boss. It's settled. We'll get the break room we get. Okay. Yeah. That might be a bad analogy, but it's that one you're getting. In the meantime, I'm going to scooty boot. I'm going to work on getting my thing set up so I can upload me fighting on my game and wait for the family to get home. So thanks for taking the time to watch me. Hopefully it gets more entertaining for you. It was wonderfully entertaining for me. Touching my face, touching my head. I touch myself a lot. I didn't mean it like that. Jeez, people. Thought of you. All right. So that'll be all.